Alright, so in this one we are going to look at a new tool for studying, and this one is GoConqr. I like GoConqr because it allows you to make mind maps of ideas, and a lot of visual learners, it helps if you can visually connect the ideas together into one large whole and see that, because the brain learns in connections. Alright, so what I've got up on the screen here is actually a screenshot of the original website that you come to. And if you were new, of course, you would go to the sign up for free. And it has a bunch of different options. It lets you do pretty much the same ones I think that Quizlet does. You can do Facebook, Google, or you can do your email. Now, I'm going to go to the website. Let me get out of this real quick and go to the website so you can see how it works on the website, and then we're going to come back and look at how the app works. So this is the website. I already logged in just to make it a little bit faster. And if you wanted to make a new one, you would go up here to create, and we're just going to look at that. And it gives you a bunch of options. So it doesn't just do mind maps. I like its mind map features, but there are a lot of different things that you can do on GoConqr. So when you go to the mind map, you click on it, it comes up. It's very user friendly. You just double click right there, it comes up with one already. You double click on it and you can put in, sorry, I'm not anywhere near my keyboard, so it's just gobbledygook. But anyway, you can type in there anything that you want. If you click out of it and click on it, so that there's no cursor, but just it is highlighted, you can go up here, you can change the color, you can change the shape of it. So if you wanted it to be in a circle, you can come here where these little arrows are, you can change how big it is, you can actually drag it to whatever location you want. You can attach things to it if you want to. If you do decide you want to edit it, because of course this is a bunch of junk right here, you can just double click in it and then move your cursor around. Now let's say that you wanted to add something else. So you can do this. You just click on the little plus sign and drag. Now whichever one you have selected, that's the one where the plus sign's at. So right now the smaller one is selected, which is why the plus sign is there. And again, you have all the same options here. You can make it bigger, you can drag it around, you can double click and type in it, and you can change the color. So you could come up here and you say, oh, I want these ones to be this light blue color. And you'll see how it changes as it goes. And now, when I come here, I can drag and it's a blue. And I can go back and change this one as well if I wanted it also to be blue. So very, very user friendly. If you didn't like it all, you could just hit trash and it will delete the whole thing. If you just wanted to go back, let's say you did a few things you just didn't like, you could just hit the back button. It's very similar to some of the Word stuff that I'm sure you've seen. Actually, a lot of things have the same type of, oh, I made a mistake, let me just go back. Okay, for now we are going to go ahead and get out of this. So I can hit this little X up here. If I was going to keep this, I would give it a name, right? Resource details, I would give it a name. But I'm not going to do any of that because I'm not intending to keep it. So on this one, we're going to skip all this. Alright, now we can go here. So I've made a number of these in the past. If I go here to subjects, that's kind of where I find this. And usually the ones I do them in the science section. Here's one that I did on diodes that we can look at, and I think that's a pretty good, well-developed one. So here you go. You see I have this main category here, which is diodes. And then off that main category, now I did leave all the shapes the same, but you could certainly change them if you wanted to. The good thing about this too is that you can edit this. So you could use someone else's, edit it, and then save it as your own if you find something that you like, if it doesn't have quite everything you want. Anyway, you can see here that I have it split up into 3 different parts, which isn't ironic. But here's the first one is parts, and then the second one here is materials, and then types. And I color coded them. A lot of times, if you color code when you are studying, it makes it easier to recall things because everything in a particular topic is a certain color. And so your brain loves order and categorization. So when you color code, it will go, oh yeah, it was in the red category, and it will help your brain to kind of recall that information. Anyway, so awesome tool. I really like it. And I'm going to look real quick. I want everybody to see what it is like when you are using it in the in your app. Okay, so this one right here, this is, I have a little thing in mind that says education. Now this is for iPhone, and I haven't looked yet if it has it in Android, but I would guess that they have some sort of an Android too. I could be wrong. So if you want to view them, you're going to use this one, GoConqr, and that's the one we're going to look at first. So this is the screen that comes up, and of course this is because I'm already logged in. If you weren't logged in, it would ask you to log in when you first go up. Now, what you're going to do once you get logged in is you're going to go down here and click on where it says subjects down here at the bottom of the screen. And then once you do that, it comes here and it shows you all these subjects, right? So then I scroll down to the bottom, which is what this shows you over here, and there is my science, because these subjects on the app are all in alphabetical order. Okay. So then once I get to science, I have all of mine general. There are a bunch of different subcategories that you can do under science, but I have mine in general. And then once I click on the general folder, I get to these different ones that I've created. And they're not all mind maps. Most of them are. I did do a note thing for diodes, and maybe we'll look at that some other time, but I really wanted to concentrate on our mind maps today. And you'll notice that you can tell where you're at within the app by what is highlighted down at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so we're actually going to go into diodes again just so you can see how it looks in the app. And it brings you to this and it gives you an option here to kind of do some different things with it. But if you just click on the word diodes, you will get to what you see here on the right side of the screen. And that is the map. Now it looks super tiny because you can imagine it looks small even on that, and then on a small screen of your phone it looks even smaller. But you can turn it sideways. And here's what it looks sideways. Now granted, it's a great deal smaller because again it's on my small phone. But you can zoom in. So the usual thing, at least on the iPhone, is the 2 fingers spread apart. Works the same, so you can zoom into different sections. This particular part is showing all of the type section of the diode mind map. Alright, you can also edit your mind maps by app. So let's say you don't have access to a computer, you can do it on the app. And it's not as difficult as I had originally thought it would be, because I was thinking, wow, it's going to be super hard to do something like that on a small venue, but it's not as hard as I thought. So on this left-hand screen, you'll see the little bottom one here says Mind Maps. So that is the creator for the mind maps on GoConqr. All of the different sections of GoConqr have different creator apps. Okay, so then it brings me up to this. Now when I go to my mind maps, I'm only going to see the stuff that I am editing. And you have a little plus sign up here if you want to create some more. But right now, we're just going to go in and look at diodes again on the editable side. Okay, so here we are in diodes, and it says right at the top, you know you're in your editor because it says Edit Mind Map. And then down here at the bottom, you can see all these little icons. So this is your shape icon. You can change your shapes. Here you can change the color. And here you can change some of the text features. Okay, so here's what it looks like when you change the shape. So I changed it from this to this. And that's what that looks like. And it's really simple. All you do is just select whatever shape that you want. And then, of course, you would click done when you are done. Here is how you do the color. And you'll notice that we are selected under the color icon here. And interestingly enough, while you were in this, it gives you an option to do some editing for the text. But this one, I've changed it from like a light purple to a blue. You just scroll through all the colors until you find one you like, and then you just click on it like you do everything else. When you're done, you click done. Then here you come, and you can actually change the size. So not only can you change the text, you can change the size of the text. You can make it bold or italicized. You can change the font. So there's a lot of really easy edit options. Alright, and here's that main screen again. If you don't like it, of course you can trash the whole thing. And it has the same little drag icon that you see in the computer version. And then here I drag a new one, and it immediately asks me. So what it looks like when it first comes up is just a new block with a blinking cursor in it. I wrote in new on my keyboard, which is why you see that on the screen. And then here it is once I've clicked out of it. Now, if I wanted to take that off, of course, I could just hit this little trash button here. And that is it for the app. And I hope you guys get a chance to try GoConqr. I think you'll find that it is really a useful tool. All right.